Hi everyone, today I have a review on a film that I literally just got back from seeing, and that is The Host. As you probably know, The Host is a film based on a book written by Stephenie Meyer, who is also famous for writing the Twilight Saga. So I have read The Host book, but I went into this film with kind of low expectations because I'd heard so many mixed reviews about this film that I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But I have to say that overall I really liked this film. Considering the size of the book, they did an amazing job condensing it, and while there were some risks that they took and some things that I cut out which I would have liked to have seen a bit more of, overall I think they did an amazing job with it. One of the main things that I loved was the acting, especially Saoirse Ronan, who plays Melanie and Wanda. I think she did an amazing job differentiating the two characters, because they are two completely different characters even if they are in the same body. So I think it's important to make that distinction so people don't get confused, because it could have been easily confusing to have two people talking but having one figure in front of you. But the way they did it, it was really good to kind of distinguish the two characters. Obviously Max Irons and Jake, is it Abel or Abel? I say Abel because my friends say Abel, but it could be Abel. Anyway, Max and Jake I think were brilliant as Jared and Ian. I love them, they were amazing. I think I'm one of the very few people who loves Jared. Everyone's team Ian, but I love Jared. Don't get me wrong, I do love Ian. I really liked him. I liked him more in the film than I did in the book, surprisingly. But I just loved Jared. I think he was great. And he's Jared, so I've always loved Jared. But anyway, moving on from that, acting, I thought it was brilliant. Another thing I absolutely loved was the set. I think the caves and the mirrors and everything was fantastic. The way it's all set up and built was brilliant, and I could not have asked for anything more about that. That was one of the highlights of the film for me, I think. Just watching the set. I thought some of the dialogue was really funny and witty. It kind of lightened the mood a little bit, which was really nice, and it made for some really comical moments, so I really enjoyed that. I know some people were annoyed that they didn't spend more time developing some of the relationships, especially between Wanda and Ian, and I do wish they spent a bit more time on that, but at the same time I know they only had 2 hours to fit in this whole story, so I know some sacrifices have to be made. I just kind of went along with it, and it worked out fine in the end, but just at the time it was a bit sudden, and I do wish that they did spend a little bit more time developing the relationships. It would have made just understanding the relationships better and understanding the characters better as well, and I think you would have gone on more of a journey rather than just suddenly Ian falling in love with Wanda. It would have been better to develop the relationships a bit more. Also, going back to the dialogue, I do think one of the criticisms of this film was that sometimes the dialogue didn't flow very well. I think this is kind of with Stephenie Meyer's writing in general. I mean, I really love her books, and I really like Twilight, and I loved The Host, but I think some of the dialogue is a bit cheesy and it's not that realistic, so I think it could have been a bit more realistic. But you know, everyone loves a bit of cheese now and then, so it didn't bother me too much. I wasn't frustrated or anything, but just to make it a little bit more realistic, it would have added a lot more to the story rather than having really cheesy lines in there. Another thing that I didn't really like, it's got nothing to do with the acting or anything like that. I think it's more to do with, it's just the fact that we see Wanda as Melanie for the entire film, and then when she's in a new body it's not quite the same, and I don't know, it just felt very strange for that to happen. And I know it happens in the book as well, but it just all seemed a bit odd, and I just didn't particularly like that. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's not that much of a criticism, and I'm sure if there is a second film that I would grow to like this new sort of Wanda, but at the time, at the end of the book, I think it's because you only get literally like a few minutes with this new version of Wanda, but it's strange, and it's not strange in a good way. I thought the beginning was a little bit slow, but then again the beginning of the book is a little bit slow as well. So once you get past the beginning, it really picks up and it's a lot better. So I wasn't a huge fan of the beginning, but by the end I really loved the film. Also, the film was really emotional. I kind of teared up a little bit. I didn't expect to do that, but I did. When Melanie and Wanda are talking to each other before Wanda dies, and spoiler alert, this whole video is a spoiler alert. Anyway, before Wanda dies, and Melanie and Wanda are talking to each other and they're saying goodbye, oh my god, it was so emotional. I did not expect to feel like that, but I did, and it really hit me hard, and oh my god, teared up a little bit. But that was really well done, and the fact that the camera is just on her face, literally for like 3 minutes, does not pan away or anything, and they're just talking into the camera, and it is perfect, that scene. It's brilliant, and it really makes you sympathise with both of them. That moment was really touching, and it really made me think about how much I cared about this character, even though Wanda's seen as a villain at the beginning. So I really like that scene. That's the scene that really stood out for me. But overall, I loved this film. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. There were a few things that I think needed polishing a bit, such as the relationships, but overall I think they did a really good job in condensing that huge book into a 2-hour film. If you're not a fan of Twilight, I'd say go and see it anyway. I do know a lot of people who hate Twilight but have loved the film, so I think it's just a case of your own personal opinion. Liking or not liking Twilight is not going to affect whether you like or dislike the film. If you like the film, then great. If you don't like the film, then that's absolutely fine. But I think everyone should go and see it and at least give it a go. That was my review. I hope you liked that. If you have any questions or thoughts, then please leave them in the comments below. Tell me what you thought of the film, whether you thought it was a good adaptation of the book or whether you thought it was a bad adaptation. Let me know why as well, and don't forget to subscribe. My Q&A is open for a few more hours, so if you want to leave any more questions for that, then please click on that video and write your question. Also, I have another announcement to make, which I'm so excited about. I just found out about it today, and if you follow me on Twitter or Tumblr or anything, then you'll know about the announcement. But The Book Thief is coming out as a film in 2014, I think. They've already got some of the cast, but I am so excited. In case you don't know, The Book Thief is one of my favourite books of all time. It's incredible. Book Thief by Markus Zusak. If you've never read it, go and read it. It's one of the best books ever, honestly. It's fantastic. And I'm so excited. I'm a little bit nervous, obviously, because it is a brilliant book, so I'm wondering whether it will translate well to screen. I guess we'll have to see next year whether it does or not. But I'm really excited at the moment, so also, if you want, tell me what you think about that news in the comments below. If you've read the book, let me know what you thought of it, and are you excited for Book Thief to come out? Let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!